Hey, it's Susan. So let us talk about the seed that lives within. I was watching a live by Genevieve today. Thank you so much, Genevieve. That was amazing. It was like a love group. And she was sharing her inner wisdom and knowledge and making a reference point that there are, that she's now starting to hear like light language in the last year and all these different things that she's been doing since she was a little girl. And I immediately thought of the seed, which is the C, right? Because I wrote seed and then it came out CSEE. And I thought, isn't that interesting how a seed is what we see? But first we seed and then we see, right? We are the seed and then we become what we see, meaning that the seed sprouts, right? Just like Mother Nature. So Mother Nature guaranteed you plant a seed and it will sprout and it will become a flower or a tree or whatever that seed was intended. So it made me start to think about my own seeds. And I wanted to do this video to inspire you about your seed. What do you know inside of you that is a seed that has been growing for a long time, that you're starting to see out in the world? And you're part of why you're seeing it out in the world, right? Because you carried that seed in its germinate, it's to germinate the seed. Like you were the seed carrier that was germinating the seed, but you didn't know you were the seed carrier. So I was thinking it'd be cool for us all to look in on things that we've been germinating inside of us. And now we're seeing it out in the collective, and it has a name. And there are many people doing it, and they're all now feeling it, right? And it's really interesting because I don't believe we all come from the same star system or the same place. I believe that we all originate from the one true divine love. And then I believe that there's a star system out there that we can associate and connect to because we've been living there prior to here. And that can go on and on another conversation. But I believe these germinations are starting to sprout. Genevieve was reminding me of that when I heard her say that, and I started to think of my own germination of thoughts. And one of them was about and around oh no, this last part to the watering. You water it with your heart. So the essence of who you are is natural, organic state, and then the heart is the divine mother's energy, the original state in which you were created from, that germinates this seed. And even if you were conscious of it, or even if you weren't conscious of it, right? It's still growing and germinating based on how you were put together in an infinite way, which I think is super cool. It's very quantum, but we are quantum. Before we were human, we were quantum. And looking into, your seeds is a beautiful way to acknowledge self and to be in awe of how truly incredible you are. And not because I say so, but because it already is fact, and then that gets, reinforced by you, can only, be that seeking approval you've always been looking for, right? So we seek it out in others, and then we realize that it is within ourselves that we were always searching for, and sometimes people give us the opportunity to reflect ourselves in them. And sometimes it gets confusing that they are that from which we seek, but it's always got to go a little further to see that the person in front of you is just reminding you, like a mirror, of yourself. And we've talked about that a lot in the last 2 years together. If you're just joining now, there's lots more videos you can always check into, and they're always from my personal experience, because I don't claim to be a master at anything. What I can share with you is that I believe we're all masters, hidden from our own sight to ourselves, and no one has to see it in us. We have to see it within ourselves to step in to it completely and fully. And that's another thing altogether. I've got some interesting thing about an energy happening through here and here, but that's interesting. Okay, so we were talking about the seedling. So as Genevieve is sharing her remembrance, it's cool because we're being reverberated back to ourselves, our own remembrance of something she is carrying as a seed, but we're all carrying that seed, right? It's like we're carrying it, but we can't even remember how like it wasn't in the presence of our awareness. But at the same time, if she carries it, we carry it. That's that oneness consciousness part, right? But it's in a different spot, right? So I think I'll stick to that part of it, not tell you about the seed that I'm carrying, but I will do another video on that. This is just to ponder you more deeply, to see yourself more clearly through my awareness. That's why I do the videos, right? I'm bringing my awareness to you so you can see more of you while you watch me see more of me. And if we're lucky, we realize that that's all that's ever really occurring, and that it's an honor to have so many wonderful reflections out there. So let's stop there right now. And I like to encode my videos with the sound that I make. It's my signature. It's interesting because I heard that the it's interesting what it does to me. I hope it affects you the same way.